Welcome to the Jira Life, the place to find news, events, and interviews with the Atlassian community's movers and shakers. Because we didn't choose the Jira Life chose us. Thank you to Revise for backing us up and making the Jira Life possible.
Our impatient producer asking us if we're going to start anytime soon. We're just having so much fun backstage.
Hello, everybody.
We've been jabbering for the last 15 minutes, and we're like, oh, crap, we've got to get started.
There's a show. Yeah, we should have recorded all that.
This is a real thing. It's not just us. Hey, I'm seeing these the chats now appear over on the screen. That's new.
Yes,
cool.
Oh.
Yeah,
well, when
StreamYard got an update.
When they 4x the price on you, they decide to give you some features.
You get some features. At least you got something out of it, right?
This thing went from being like, no, it was 2x, but it went from being like a $300 a year thing to like a $700 thing a year.
That is so cool.
I would say that might not be uncommon, you know, with SaaS products and feature updates going along with price updates, but that's, you know.
I'm going to keep my opinions to myself. I will say thank you to Revise for backing us up and making sure we can stay on the air.
And the internet cooperating, because, you know, that usually helps staying on the air too.
All those things.
So we have a very special Atlassian. So Mark, I get into so much trouble when I'm talking to other Atlassians because I gotta tell them like, you're my 5th favorite Atlassian or my 7th favorite Atlassian. And they're like, well, who's your first? I'm
Alex
like, well,
has a list.
Mark. I'm like, starts with Mark, and it works. And then it just
no, you gotta be. I mean, is the MCB's got to be on the top, right? It's like
I mean, I don't talk to MCB as much as I talk to you.
Oh, that's fair.
So,
and we got history too. We've got history, you know.
We got a lot of history. We got the same background, similar career. So it's like you're number one, and then it just works down from there. So
wow.
Well, I'm excited to be on here again with y'all. We were just remarking here. It was about a year ago I was on, and I'm glad I had a chance to come back. Y'all are always fun.
Thanks. We learn from the best.
Yeah, look at that. It shows the LinkedIn ones too.
And talking about you know, learning lessons learned over the year. Never, ever, ever make a presentation after Mark Cruth. Ever.
Yep.
You needed to learn that lesson? I thought that'd just be obvious.
In a heartbeat.
You know, I try my best, but I'll always make sure if I know who's coming after me to at least give them a clean stage, get a little hype for them going. So next time, Alex.
Exactly. He's just the pregame. He's just
exactly. You just need the pre-show, right?
When the comics come out to the audience and they start talking before the show starts, everybody's relaxed and then they're ready to absorb all of the things that you had to share, Alex. So that's what that was.
Yeah.
I don't know. You guys are too kind. But so, Ronnie, what are we doing here today with Mr. Mark?
I believe we are going to look at, because we're about halfway through the year now, and we've had a very eventful year. Even going back to Barcelona last year, a very eventful series event. We were talking about some of that backstage, maybe why we were a little late. But we're going to look back and kind of have a retro and look at what we've done so far, what we think's worked, what we think hasn't. And we were talking about this. We cannot think of anyone better than the modern work coach to have on.
I'm excited to be here and kind of bring you guys through, because honestly, we were talking about it beforehand. Again, everyone's like, I want to hear the beforehand conversation. You'll get parts of it. I promise you all. I promise. But just the fact that, you know, even just in the last year since I've been on, it's amazing to see how the Jira Life has grown, both your audience, both the things that you bring in, the conversations that you had. I can't wait to hear some of these as we kind of go through some of those different kind of pieces of the retrospective that I'm going to run with you all today.
Yeah, it's been a journey this year. It's been full of a lot of ups, few downs, but mostly ups.
Really good spot.
So I feel like I want to explain though what's going on back behind me. You can't see my fingers, but I'm going to give a shout out to Down Price and Experts Unleashed. And this is one of the things he says a lot. And I was listening to one last night and I was thinking about the retros and things you do in the retro, right? Is you focus on, wait, I got to get my hands right here. that we want to be less furious about things and more curious. And I think that ties really well into what we do in the retro. Like we might, you know, there's things that might have been, and not about us necessarily, but that, you know, you could go into, and because you don't understand them, we get angry when we don't understand things, you know, and our brains kind of shut down. At least mine does. And so if I think about, you know, don't get mad about it, get curious about it. So that's what those are. I'm not mad at, furious, or anything at anybody.
Exactly. Well, that's that whole
that.
idea. Be curious, you know, come at it from a curiosity stand. And actually, as we go through these, that's the biggest thing. Have fun. You've done some amazing work this year. And this is that time to think, what did we love? What blew our mind? What were things that we were like, oh, we got to do better? Because, and our goal is going forward, we're going to do continue to try to do new things, explore, prototype, do those sorts of things, because that's the goal. It's not to go from A to Z. It's A to B to C, and constantly improving.
Yep.
Oh, steps, man. I want to just be there.
What? Just be there, right? We all do.
So disappointed.
You know what they say? It's not the destination, it's the journey.
100% it. 100% it.
I feel like we just need to quote that Ted Lasso scene.
Oh, love me some Ted Lasso. All right, guys. Do you just want me to kind of walk you through how we're going to do this today? All right.
Yep.
So what we're going to do, and we were talking beforehand that I have a Trello board, but I was like, and Sarah, we got all excited because she's like, I love Trello. She was like, and I was like, all right, I have Trello board, but we're live. We're doing this live. I'm like, I don't want to necessarily have you guys just sit there and type away, even though Rodney says he can do that and talk and type at the same time. The rest of us can't.
I got paid for it at one point.
Do that. See, I'm filling you all in on that background information. So what I'm going to do is I've got some different categories on my board that I'm basically just going to kind of popcorn it out to the group. And I want us to kind of go around. We'll popcorn to each other. So I might say Sarah, then Sarah, once you're done, you can go to Lena or Rodney or Alex or whatever. And we'll go through for each of these categories. I basically have 5 topics that we would go through. And I just want to hear, I might ask some questions too. You know, my goal, as Sarah put it, my goal is to be curious. It's like, oh, tell me more about that. Let's dive deeper. We've got 50 minutes to spend some time exploring the last, 6 to 12 months. And so let's have fun with it. Does that sound good to y'all?
I'm going to also ask, though, make sure to our Jeremigos and to the Peanut Gallery out there, right? This is you guys, too. Please chime in with your chats, right? We'll pull them up. We'll talk about them. Really want to hear from you guys as well, because you're, oh, God, I was going to use a sports analogy and sound stupid. The 12th man? Is it the 12th? Or
the 12th man, yeah. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
This is fun. I've never done one like this where you have like an audience too. So I'm glad you brought that up, because you're right. That's an extra dynamic in here. This is going to be fun.
Jeremigos is now the 12th man.
Yes.
Oh, I love it. I love it. All right. So let's do this thing. So what we're going to do, I have what I'm doing is, because you had the picture of me from Team Anaheim in my lifeguard outfit, I thought, you know what, I'm going to have a kind of a beach theme for this. And so I'm doing the Jira Life Wave retrospective. So that's what we're going to call it. So this is the Wave retrospective. So we're going to be talking exactly.
Are we going to have to?
Yeah,
it's a little surfing, right? So we're going to cover. I always like to start them out with a kudos. We'll start about kudos. So that's the one that's not in Wave. I couldn't fit that in there. But the four categories, the Wave is going to be your wins. It's going to be your aha moments that you've had. So discoveries and realizations. Ooh, I got balloons from that. Apparently, if I do that, I wonder what 3 gets me. V is vexing issues. See what I did there? Vexing issues. What are the challenges, the blockers? And then you had this all in your description, and I loved it. And so we're going to have epic WTF moments. What were the epic WTF moments that we had during it? And that's how we'll kind of wrap this thing up. And the big thing, as we think about the very end, is I also will have one final question about what's your biggest takeaway going into the next 6 months. So think about that too. So, all right, y'all ready? Ready to hit that wave?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So let's go ahead. I always like to start these things out with just some moments of appreciation. So kudos, great opportunity. It's just an opportunity to say thank you. Maybe if someone did something over the last 6 months that you're like, you know what, I really appreciated that. That was really great. It was something that made a big difference for us. And so this is our opportunity to share some kudos out there. So I'm going to just popcorn it off to somebody. If you got any kudos, one, multiple, go ahead and share them. For those online, if you have kudos, go ahead and drop them in the chat. Share them out with the world. We'll pop them up. We'll see them on the screen too. But Alex, You're the one that reached out to me. I'd love to hear what are some of the kudos that you would like to share for the last 6 months with people.
I'm gonna throw it out to Ronnie here because that team event, 25 in April. Kudos to Ronnie for working with Angela and the Atlassian communication team to get all those interviews. We had like a dozen or so Atlassians that wouldn't have happened had Sarah, Bob, and I just been running around with their heads cut off. It was like a gift and a curse to not have Ronnie, right? It sucked because he wasn't there, but it was a gift that he didn't have to be there to
He could
help
do
us
that
get-
background coordination,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I
Got
love
the
it.
popcorn it. Then my
Yeah,
popcorn.
who are you gonna popcorn it to now?
I'll give it to Sarah. She
All
looks like she's eager to say something.
Always. You guys don't know the holding back that I do.
Yeah, it's radiating from your face.
And I think maybe we can go around a couple times, right? So the one I want to do though is like a very personal one. In that, because I've never met these guys
You
in
can't thank
person before,
yourself.
right?
That's
And
not how this
so
works.
what'd you say?
You can't thank yourself.
Thanking myself.
Personal one.
I'm saying that it's not necessarily like about the company or the show, that this is more of a personal thank you for, everybody and like welcoming me and literally embracing me for the first time meeting them. Right. And so for creating that safe space to become a part of something. And, because when Alex's family came and picked me up and they were so adorable. And then Bob immediately embraced me, literally, right? Hugged me. And I was just like, okay, I can do this, because it's a scary thing to go spend IRL time with people who you only know like this. And so that was a huge win for me.
Yeah, my kids have the I believe Sarah sign when we're picking her from the airport. And they're like,
I
which
love it.
one's Sarah? And I'm like, you'll know.
Right?
You'll know. Oh, I love that. I love that.
I'll pop it to Rodney for one.
I mean, this is going to sound like a cop out, but it's not. This is what I was thinking from the start. Alex thanked me for Team 25, but I got to thank the rest of the team. I knew I was not going to be able to make it early. I knew with everything going on that I was still going to be recovering. And in spite of that, I was able to set an aggressive agenda for the full team. And I knew it was aggressive. And they exceeded everything I could have hoped while running around like chickens with their head cut off. They hit every interview. They talked to everyone we were hoping to talk to, and then some I was not expecting to talk to. They did an amazing job down there. And this was for me, who all I could do is like, I kind of set the agenda and then I just let them run. And I was like that parent at a playground watching them play. And I'm like, I can't do anything. I can't interfere, but I'm so panicked that something's going to go wrong and I won't be able to help them.
And you got to go on Space Mountain. You got to go to the restroom with Bob.
I love the headshot they had that they're carrying around. Rodney's with us, right? I remember that all over.
What happened to those? My mom was asking me for the sticks today. She's like, when are you giving me back my yardsticks? I was like, I don't even know what happened to them.
I'm going to have to bring some next year to replace them, aren't I?
Yeah, 3 yardsticks, please.
I'll go next,
All
I
right.
guess, right?
Yeah.
I want to give kudos to Sarah for jumping in and just going for it. She was a team player. She did everything, and she came here and she's like, you tell me what to do, I'll do it. So kudos to her.
Including 1 or more trips to Hobby Lobby.
All the errands.
Somebody was not happy with the t-shirt.
I love it.
Here's the right choice.
We'll keep it going. If you have another kudos, just go ahead and share it. We'll just kind of keep going around for another few minutes. And what I'll say again to those on the chat, if you have any you want to share, go ahead and throw them in there.
And I'm giving it out to, of course, producer Bob, right? Because the devil is in the details. And that's what Bob really helps us with, is ensuring that a lot of those details and, the StreamYard links and, hey, we're talking to this person. And it's a collective effort, right? But he does have that title of producer. And he manages us and takes care of those things. So absolutely.
And not to mention, pulling
Shout out
out a
to Bob.
24-hour shift, making some barbecue for 50 people.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Actually, it
Totally
turned out to
kudos
be
to
up
Bob
to
for
like
that.
100 and something people. Because
I don't think it's a stretch to say this show would not still be going on if Bob has not stepped in and helped us out.
yeah, because Rodney and I, we were a hot disorganized mess.
Yeah, I
We're not
think
going to talk about the early days. We're going to save that
Yeah, I
for the
think-
epic WTF.
Yeah, there was
There you
a
go.
half-life
There
to
you
our
go.
retro, right?
yeah, I definitely want to say kudos to Bob, because I feel the moment he came in, we started doing more of these where we invite people over and do more talks other than just having Alex and Ronnie talk, right? And definitely,
Expanded the show.
yes,
Mhm.
he gave us a new perspective. I feel that we didn't see at the beginning.
Yeah, that was
I
the
love
A,
it because
the A to B.
And now you brought Sarah in. Now you're going B2C, expanding the areas. I love it.
Bob's not even paying attention for this one, but Bob, there's one for you right here.
Oh, put it back up. I'm going to read it for the Spotify fans. Remember, because we're going to get more Spotify. So
Yes.
Chris Rogers says, I am thankful to Bob for saving me from falling out of my chair at Team 24 when I wanted to meet him and shake his hand. Oh, that's amazing. Right?
I love
Uh,
that.
Bob.
Fanboyed. That's cool.
All right. Any final kudos before we move on, folks?
To
I mean-
the Peanut Gallery.
Uh-huh.
For showing
To
up.
the fans, right? To the
Yes.
Yep.
The Jiramigos. I mean,
The Jiramigos. Is that an official term? Is it Jiramigos?
That is.
Yeah,
Bob,
sure,
that is.
Bob
yeah.
brought that
Do
in.
we have stickers to bring to Barcelona
peanuts.
that says Jiramigos on there so that people can start grabbing them?
I don't know that we have stickers, but we have peanuts for the peanut gallery.
You gotta get like a little Mr. Peanut that says Jiramigo on it. That's a sticker. There you go.
I think the full title is the Jiramigos of the Peanut Gallery.
There you go.
Wonderful.
Yes.
All right, folks, we're going
I'm-
to keep moving on just for the sake of time. I want to make sure we get through all these different categories. So I want to move us into wins. And when I think about wins, what I'm really thinking of is like what worked well. What was a badge of honor we've had over the last 6 to 12 months? What's something that we're like, I really, and I heard some of those already with the kudos. We heard some of that coming out. But I want you to dig deep and think like, what are some of the ones that came to you? And you can share a couple during your slot. Say, hey, I've got, these are the 2 or 3 things I can think of. You have one that just comes to mind, that's fine. The goal is let's share out some of these different things. So that way we can share with our audience. And again, for our peanut gallery out there, if you've got any things that you think this group has done really well, share it out there. Again, this is a way for everyone to get involved. So I'm going to pass it on. Oh, yeah, Alex?
I got a rollover from the last one. My mom just texted me. And your
Now-
your mom that cleaned the house before and after the event.
Oh, yes. Kudos to her.
Kudos
She's
to
not-
moms everywhere.
Yeah, we're getting a few rolling in at last minute in the chat. So I just kind of want to read them real quick for Spotify before we
Yeah.
move on to the wins. Liz Tanner saying kudos to y'all for putting on a hell of a show. Matt Dorr, kudos to all who made my wife feel welcomed at Anaheim at Team 25. Very cool.
And Daryl's mom and Daryl's wife.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's true.
Daryl brought the whole
And
family.
then online Andy, I'm thankful for TGL to stick into the 5 p.m. EDT time slot. We're going to talk about this because this has come up multiple times, and we're still adamant this needs to be the time slot. But we'll talk about that more, I'm sure.
It's
Mhm.
the future. It's the future. All right.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
love it.
on
Thanks
to
for
the
calling
win.
those out, Rodney. All right, so Rodney, I'm actually going to go to you first then. So when we think about what were some of the wins for the Jira Life, what are some of the wins that have come to mind for you?
I think the first one I want to say is being able to bring Sarah on and integrating her into the full team and into the show, and even working around her schedule when we've had to, but making sure she's a part of this thing and known. And I still love the hashtag I believe Sarah. We still have to find Sarah an appropriate nickname. Jeremy goes, we really need your help with this over the next 6 months, finding Sarah a great nickname for her. But I just want to say that is a massive win because it shows we could expand the show and include more perspectives into the show and what we talk about. And I think that is a great thing as we continue to try to reach out to more people.
I love that. I love that. And again, it's just that ability to continue to expand. It's such a win.
Well, right, and adding on to that, I think a win is getting to see Lena more often. Right, that she was in the
Yes.
background. I know how hard she was working back there, and she would maybe show up in the chats and whatnot. But getting you on screen, getting the questions that you have asked of the guests and the insights that you offer and the insights that you draw out from those guests has been really amazing to watch. And so, while we're on the topic of the wins, it is those guests who have been coming on, the people who are reaching out, whether they're from Atlassian or just the ecosystem in general, the people who want to come on the show, the people who want to have these discussions. Those are all, because of the way the interviews are going, right? And the people see that possibility out there. And it's a little mix of PR and whatever, of course, right? But it's just the idea like, hey, I get to go out and hang out with some fun people, talk about things that I'm passionate about, right? And share those passions. And so that's due to the work that you guys have done to establish the show.
I love that. I love that. And it's actually, Lena, I'll even acknowledge that last time I was on, I knew you were around and you were in the background. It was actually really nice to come in and be like, oh, you're now part of this show. So as somebody who's a returning person, I'm excited to see you here.
Thank you. I'm more of a background personality. Like I'm behind the curtain.
So far,
And it's
so
Lena-
far. We're working
Lena and
on
I
it.
have a working agreement for Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak type of synergy
I'm
and
Woz.
dynamics. Where she's my Woz and I'm her Jobs, and like it works really well for us.
I love it. I love it.
Well, and I'm going to share another win on behalf of these guys too, right? Because it's the continued sponsorships. We see Revise back here, right? Every week sponsoring the show in and out. And then all of the sponsorships that you got in order to make, Team 25 in Anaheim a reality for more of us, in order for you to make Team 25 in Barcelona a reality. Those are huge wins and, very reflective of the work that's going on.
Yeah, we're fully funded for Europe.
Yeah. I think
That's
another
huge.
win that we've had is being able to get Rodney. Oh, obviously he did himself, but getting Rodney up and running and being able to have him on the show with everything that was going on. I'm very happy that he's here with us still and continues.
Yeah,
I mean,
thanks,
we're going to
Rodney, for
talk
staying
about
alive.
that some. But the surgery was not fun. It was no joke. It was very serious surgery. There was non-zero chance that I'd still be here or not. So the fact that I came through with flying colors is because I knew I had everyone backing me, pulling for me, and that really helped. It was fun for the first couple of weeks watching everyone kind of be on, help take my place in the show. Because I would still watch the show, with the exception of that first night. I watched the show every week from the couch where I was trying to recuperate. And it was fun watching everyone, but I really, really miss being on. It was very hard not to just jump on StreamYard sometimes from the living room.
Right.
Well, it was probably a little bit of that kind of FOMO, that kind of like, I want to get you back in with these shows, that helped you recover too, just because you were like, I want to be back with those folks.
It's hard for us
Absolutely.
to not be on the show. So it's a thing that happens every Thursday for us, and it sucks when you can't be there.
Alex, what's something that you think is a big win for y'all this year?
The biggest one that stood out to me, and this goes a little bit to our conversation we're having in the green room, if you will, earlier, was there's a moment at the end of Team 25, right at the very, very end. I came out, basically everybody had dispersed, getting ready for Bash. My dumb butt decided to go to Disneyland for another couple of hours between Bash. But before I went to Disneyland, before we did that, walking out and seeing Sharif outside, right, and he's hanging out with Jens, and Sharif makes a comment that the Jira Life is I try to make it a little polarizing, right? Like I have some opinions about Atlassian sometimes, and the fact that like that Mike and the rest of the leadership team at Atlassian like listen to it and they hear it and then they comment it, and then there's back channel conversations happening at Atlassian about like the Jira Life. I think to me, like Ronnie and I never would have imagined, like I had never met a CEO in my life. Like Andy will go back to Team 23 with me, and I remember seeing Mike like pass, and I remember Andy and I were just hanging out outside in the Venetian. We're just hanging out outside the expo hall, and I told Andy, I'm like, I think I just saw Mike. I'm like, would it be creepy if I stalked him and like followed him? I just wanted to get a picture, right? I just wanted to get a picture. And then later I was like, he's like, did you find him? Like, no, I lost him. And like, there was like a downstairs or something at the expo, at the Venetian. So I'm like, I lost him. But then later I saw Anu, and then like, I tried to chase Anu. And I'm over here chasing executives just to say hi or get a picture with them. And then Andy's like, what's the big deal? I'm like, I don't know. I've never said hi to a CEO before. He's like, I work with one every day. They're not that big of a deal. And then to go from that to 2 years later, sitting to his side and hanging out for an hour and a half, chatting about
Not
this.
even at your request, at their
Right.
request, right?
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't know if we could top that at all in any way, shape, or form.
I will say, and this probably goes to the epic WTF, but I'm going to say it now. We got that initial message from Atlassian on April 1st. It was April 2nd, because how time zones work in Australia, and I fully understand that. But we got it April 1st, and I'm like, I'm going to need you to wait 24 hours and check again on this, just to be sure this isn't a practical joke.
Somebody's really mean out there.
So I want to give another win though too. One of the things that I got to witness at Team was the number of people who recognize the work that Rodney and Alex and Bob do, and were coming up and thanking them for what they provided, right? Whether that was all of the certifications people said that they really helped out with, whether maybe it was just watching the show, whether it's the videos they produced that just helped them figure something out that they couldn't figure out before. And I think that's a huge win also. Everything's a huge win. But another really big win is being recognized for the good work, right? Not being notorious, and just being like recognized for controversy or anything like that, but being recognized because of the value that you guys bring to the ecosystem.
And you.
I will say, I'll add on to that with what Sarah said, because I remember there was one moment in Anaheim. I'm sitting there talking to Alex. We're standing there, and I think I've got like Dom is on the one side of me. I think I've got Sven there. So I mean, it's the three amigos there from the evangelism side, and Alex is there, and someone runs up, and they say, "Excuse me," to me, and they grab and they go to Alex. And they're like, "I just want to say your content is amazing."
Don't tell Bob that. Bob hates it when that happens.
It was great. It was great. It was one of those moments.
I don't hate it when it happens. No.
We just need to be sure your head doesn't grow too big.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things where it's like that's when you made it. When someone you and I are having a conversation and they're like, I just need a second. And they're like, thank you. And I was like, that's cool. That's when you made an impact.
That's a little fun. Those never get old.
So it kind of comes full circle, right? You stalking the CEOs, and now you're going to get your own stalkers.
I actually talked to the police. That was the Anaheim Police Department. They were outside. I was just making a little small talk with them. I'm like, guys, if I come running at you, it's because somebody's chasing me. Because I'm not
Mike's behind me.
No, but like Mike's got his security, right? So I'm like, I don't have any security. Like, what happens if somebody wants to like come and do something to me? Like, what was it, a month ago? A couple of YouTubers got killed in front of the Bellagio in Vegas. They were like on a live stream. So I'm like, I went and told the Anaheim police. I'm like, if I come at you guys, it's because somebody.
I'm not coming at you. I'm going behind you.
Is this going to be an aha moment for you?
It might be an aha moment. But I will say for a moment, is there any final wins we want to share in here?
I do want to add one more because it's kind of along that line you were just talking about. This past July 4th, I was shooting off some fireworks with family, doing it safely. My wife worked for a fire marshal. She has her own turnout gear. We're very safe about this. But as we're doing this, one of the neighbors comes up in a golf cart. I don't know where they live in our neighborhood, but they're in our neighborhood. And he stops, And he kind of runs out. And he's like, "Hey, you're Rodney, right? You're the Jira guy." And I'm like, "I am at my house."
That's
and I am being
amazing.
recognized
Hey,
for my online
what was it,
persona.
Lena? Like
Celebrity.
a month ago, Lena and I are in the deepest part of Disneyland, all the way in the back in Toontown, all the way at the end of Toontown. There's like literally nowhere to go, and some random person comes like, "Hey, Alex, I love love what you're doing, love all the videos." I'm like, "How in the world did you find me?" Like, the deepest, most hidden part
You're
of
like, do I
Disneyland.
got some sort of like air tag on me? I love it.
It
You
was
just,
fun.
again, it
It's
speaks to your
fun.
impact.
It's fun. I don't know how you, Dom, and Sven do it because you guys are like out there a lot. So I'm assuming it happens more to you than us.
You
In
guys,
the
you guys had,
background is
you
where
know,
it's
the
at.
thing is you earn it all. That's the thing. You've done the work to basically say, hey, we're adding value to the world around us. All right, I'm going to open up one last win. Anyone want to share one last win? Blooming stalkers. Love it, Matt.
So
I think Bob should share one.
I think I will
got
share
one, Bob?
I think that the number of Atlassians who are starting to appear on this show, it's no longer the people that we pull favors from. I mean, it started out being you. It was great having you, and it was great having the certification ladies, Marie and Joanna. And now it's like it's product managers. It's you know, and it's people that's like, hey, I want to talk about Rovo. Okay. How is this date at 5 p.m. Eastern sound? You know, so you know, I think Atlassians are starting to discover us, and you know, that we're friendly, and we will give them as big a megaphone as they want.
I love that. And Sarah,
Yeah.
I sent a new friend request, and she has never accepted it. So you're already winning. You're already winning.
Yeah, so you're ahead of all of us here.
I love that. All right, folks, we're going to keep rolling here just for the sake of time. So let's move in. So we started with W. We started with those wins. Now we're going to go to the A, the aha moments. What were those discoveries or realizations? To me, I like to think about these as they're like the like, whoa, we learned something during these last like 6 to 12 months. So what were some of those learnings? What were some of those aha moments?
Besides the
Lena,
playlist that we have,
Let's say that again.
we have an Alex Discovers playlist.
I don't even know what that is. Please explain.
There's moments in time where I make a discovery of how something in the world of Atlassian works, and these
Not just
guys,
Atlassian, just
Not
the
just the
world.
world of Atlassian.
apparently just the world, because I did not know that. What was it? Roadrunners were real.
You're like, I thought they were just a cartoon.
And then you with your toothpaste. It's like
It's a hill I will die on.
Yeah,
Please,
there's a
dear
whole
God,
toilet.
tell me that you have your toilet paper that goes out and not behind. Please.
I have a bidet,
Please.
so toilet paper is like optional.
There you go. Well done. Well done.
But yeah, no, we
Awesome.
do have a whole playlist to aha moments. But jokes aside,
That's great. I love that.
jokes
Well,
aside,
beyond the
let's
playlist, what are some of the other aha moments out there, folks? Lena, do you want to share?
She's like,
I'm like, huh?
we got her on this.
They're like,
we got her on the on the camera.
I guess getting me on this was an aha moment. I don't know. I feel like I've always been that kind of person that likes to be on the back, right? Like I mentioned. I'm not much of a public kind of person.
Yeah, you don't stay in the back for long.
Yeah. So
Trust me.
Your aha moment was that
I
you
guess
actually
having
like being
the
out there.
team being able to like slowly put me in there was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm going on.
Yeah, the aha moments I think are a little hard to
I will
separate
say we
from the
had
other.
one.
Go
We
ahead.
had one not just like 2 weeks ago.
Hmm.
And this was from me watching someone else do this and went, oh yeah, we should do that. Our friend Sajit Nair runs QuizWiz. He was looking for sponsorship for season 4 because just like us, running a show is expensive, and we fully understand it. And he put out this document that explained who he is, what the show is, what it's about. all these kind of details. And I saw that and went, because this is the same time we're desperately trying to get our numbers and stuff together for Barcelona. I went, we really should have something like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Lena picked up the slack. She did an amazing job on this document, turned around like less than a day.
Less than an hour, dude.
Less than an hour. It was impressive how fast it turned around for the quality it was. And we sent it out, and I think within like 4 days, we were sold out.
Yeah.
Really? That's one of those things where you see and you get that inspiration, and then you see the immediate value from it. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I think an aha moment for me was, I don't know, with team, like the team conference, the one time a year we all get to see each other. But the aha moment for me is sitting, because Bob and myself and Lena and Sarah, we were tired after the barbecue, after staying up literally the whole night, hoping the house wouldn't catch on fire. And to see like 50 very, not what I would consider random people, like hanging out, but we feel like a family, like we've known each other for decades. That to me is like the biggest, like, wow, just not even a hobby, but like, wow, just like everybody's hanging out, the hospitality, the friendliness, people brought gifts over, just like how we feel like we've been friends for a long time. But like I've seen Bob 4 times in my life. I've seen Ronnie twice, Sarah once. Mike or Mark, you're like 3 times now?
No, we
4
got
times?
3 times.
You, Ronnie?
23, Team 23,
and a trip in
Arizona,
Phoenix.
Team 24.
There we go. So 3 times. Bob, I've seen like 4.
Well, and it's that aha that it's like, all right, we have this connection digitally, but we just flow right in to those connections because we built such a good you guys built such a good connection with each other where it's just whether you're online or in person, it's the same experience.
But with like Cookie, right? We have like Cookie and Fun Man Andy. Like,
yeah,
I'm walking down the streets of San Francisco with Andy, and like we're just having a fun time, just hanging out like friends. Even though I've seen Andy like 4 times in my life too.
Same last year when I went to Ireland to give a talk at an ACE event, and Andy was there. We just hung out. I know Alex said this when we first started, and I was just kind of like, that's a great goal. I love that goal. Let's see if we ever actually get there. I was a little bit skeptical about it, but Alex said, I don't want this to just be a show. I want this to be a community. And I think that barbecue and having all our supporters and friends and people we've worked with over very much was the fulfillment of that request when we first started.
It codified it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was just about to say, right, the aha moment is what's our purpose, right? Is getting clarity and really helping to define that purpose. Because sometimes I struggle. I'm like, okay, we talk about stuff and it's like, okay, what are we going to do with that? We have these ideas and we have these quasi sort of thoughts that are goals, but what are we going to do with it? Yeah.
It's like the purpose is not to do the show, it's to build the community. And it's that kind of like,
damn it, it's like the journey again. It keeps coming back to that.
The destination.
It's the journey again. Damn it.
I will say another aha moment, just to give one more, came kind of after when I was reflecting on Team 24 Europe. Because Mark was talking about this in the pre-show a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I had a bit of a disagreement with PR at Atlassian. It was never a full-on fight. They never kicked me out. It was never. We were all civil about it, but I really went to interview some Atlassians, and they were really not sure about the Jira guy interviewing Atlassians. And I can't say I really blamed them too much because I have a habit of stating my opinion, whether that's necessarily what Atlassian wants to hear or not. And fair. But it really did not sit well with me, did not sit well with them. It was not a great situation. So I think for Team 25, like 6 months early, we're not even in the new year yet. We just passed kind of Thanksgiving, I start reaching out to the people I was talking to in PR at Atlassian, like, hey, what can we do to get this worked out so we could have a successful Team 25? And just getting in that door early and kind of introducing ourselves and saying, look, we want to work with you. We know you have a busy job. We don't want to make your job harder, but we really feel if we work together, we can make your job easier.
It was just taking that time to build those relationships and then be able to then stir those then ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I love that.
Right,
All right,
so
any final?
because I keep doing it. It's less furious, more curious leads to the aha moments, right?
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing what that brings. I'll have one more question on the ahas because I think it's interesting here. Sarah, being the newest member of the group, what's been the biggest realization you've had as you've joined the Jira Life?
It's not, I hate to couch this as a realization so much as like I just want everybody to know. I'm sure they already know, but like this is a what you see is what you get with these guys. There is zero pretense about this, right? Because me coming into this, I'm like, I keep making that grimace face. That it's just there's so many things that are so scary for me, and it's like these are these big names that people know and that we've seen, and then me coming on, I'm like, hi. And then that embrace, but that's just who they are, and that's what they do. And so, you know, Rodney talking about like we're building a community. That's exactly what we see here. That's exactly what is happening, and it is a result of how genuine everybody is and how passionate everybody is, and the deep desires to share that, right? To share their knowledge, share their insight, share all of it with everybody else.
Yeah,
it's not a show, right? It's not something where you see a lot of these people out there and they have their persona that they have on social, and then they have their own persona. What you see is these are these guys. This is the passion. This is the energy. I mean, like I said, the pre-show, even between the pre-show now, you wouldn't tell the difference. There wasn't like a put in my show face now. You know, no.
Liz says team managed projects.
We don't talk about team managed projects here. I wish somebody would have told me.
Wait a minute.
A little aha moment that I would have liked to have had was, you know, a month ago when I'm talking to Dave, head of product for Jira, had one of any of these four surrounding people around me would have told me that he was like the guy that invented team managed projects, I wouldn't have given him so much crap about it.
But that's being genuine, right? Like,
exactly.
Like it's great that you didn't know that, so that there was no couching, right? There is no
having a aha moment in the middle of that interview. He's like, "Yeah, that was my idea." I was like, "Why would you have that idea?"
See, we would put it in the script, but you don't read the script, so you know.
Which I was going to
Which is
ask.
why what you see is what you get, right? There you
go. Did we have an aha moment that maybe we don't need scripts, or do we still need scripts? Because I haven't seen a script. I haven't looked for
There's a time and a place for scripts.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
It's not the Jira Life.
Mike, though, I threw that one to this. I threw that one away as soon as I got confused by my script.
No, to your credit, Alex, you followed that script for most of the interview. Yes. It was only to like the last 10 minutes of an hour and 30-minute interview where you went off script. And I'm like, I could deal with that. You did really good.
It's 10:30. It's like 1:30 in the morning for you. We're good.
You're good. All right, folks, we're going to keep on rolling here. We got 15 minutes. We got 2 more categories. Let's wrap it. Let's go through these. So the next one we talked about the wins. We've talked about the learnings. Now let's talk about what were some of the, what I like to call vexing issues. What are the things that were challenges or blockers for us over the last 6 to 12 months? What were some of the things that were like, things that honestly we probably want to maybe address in the next 6 to 12 months?
So I'll go first.
You want to go there, Mark?
I'll go first. I feel like we've talked about this, right? We need to get better organized for big things like teams. That's one of the big ones that we knew coming out of Team 25. That's like, okay, we need to do better.
We got a wagon now.
It's true.
With the balloon. We're getting a
We
balloon
got a
next year
wagon
too.
with the balloon.
You guys are against my helium balloon, and I'm gonna win that battle.
Yeah, I think communicating with each other was tough. Like we had like a little like TJL on-site crew so that we can text each other where we were at. But it was like moving around where we were at any given point and trying to find schedules and where the schedules were. Like it was tough trying to figure out where we were supposed to be.
And doing that in a way that takes into account exhaustion.
Mm.
Right? It's that things were there, but at some level you're so kind of done, right? Or you're like, I can't think about
to
what
back
this
to
thing
back.
is.
Yeah.
So
It's like,
how we would do that in a way that we don't have to think about it as much. It just presents itself.
yeah,
And,
because
okay.
20,000 steps later, you're like, what am I looking at? Like, where am I looking at? I know it's in Confluence. You don't need to tell me it's in Confluence.
And I think part of that is also in the schedules and organizing. There has to be what I like to think of as the spaces in between the notes. We can't be the Jira Life 100% of the time at the big events. There's got to be time for you to do, for Rodney to do the Jira guy stuff, or even Rodney to decompress and do Rodney stuff. A team presents an opportunity for not only growth for quote unquote the brand, but growth for yourselves individually. And if you don't take advantage of that and are just going go Jira Life, you're gonna be so strung out by the end.
Yeah.
The event will take whatever you give it, and it won't tell you to stop. You have to regulate.
You gotta.
Yeah, because I was not that there is a complete identity crisis here, right? But it's kind of this, there is the TJL identity, but then everybody has their own identities. At least those guys do. As we know, I'm still working on mine. I don't know who I am. But so it's how do you balance those things out? How do you be Ape Tech Tutorials? How do you be the Jira guy? How do you be Dr. Jira? Bob, how do you be King Bob? And do the Jira Life, and where do they overlap, where they diverge, or do they even have to, right? Does it have to be one or the other? What are all of the possibilities around that? That's something that personally I it's an area to explore.
I think for us, like behind closed doors, Mark, the Jira Life, when Bonnie and I started it 2.5 years ago now, right? 3 years and something. It was something we did for fun, and Bob and Sarah, right? It's all for fun, but there's a point where it won't be for fun anymore. And
that's how you find that balance, right?
Right.
That's the thing. At the moment it becomes work, it's like, it's still meeting its purpose.
I've got a ton to say about balance. I think that's going to be kind of the theme for this section is finding that balance, because honestly, for Jira Life is easily number 3 or number 4. I have family. I have, I'm, husband and father. That is job number 1. And then comes the work I do for my day job so that I can, and I try and balance things out and have try and do the Jira Life. But it's once it grows, it's going to be hard.
Yeah.
And
on the
you've probably seen me not appear as much. I do and that is because of job number 1, 2, or 3, right? And I spend most of my time for the Jira Life outside of Thursday, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, getting things ready and getting things booked. So
it's all the stuff that happens before and after an episode, right?
Yeah.
You don't see that.
Yeah.
But for me, like every decision that I make from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to sleep is centered around this brand. Right? So my wife is here as a case in point, right? My children are on the back. We're getting ready to help edit videos and be part of this whole thing, right? My wife and I have intentionally picked our life to live below our means so that we have no bills. so that I don't need a day job, right? So that my only concentration and the risks that I can take is for this thing that we're building here, right? And so that's where we have a little bit of a difference, is because like I breathe this thing.
I honor that and I respect that, but you do have to understand that not everybody that is on the screen has that same perspective.
Oh, I know, I get it, I 100%. But that's why when we have the Vexins, what do you call it?
Vexing.
Vexing.
No, we're gonna add this to his aha moments. What does
Yeah.
vex mean?
Put a little thing on the bottom.
Yeah, I think right now, I think that's the biggest part, though, right? Like, because like I do want to see the Jira Life become the ESPN of Atlassian, right? And maybe even beyond Atlassian at some point. But that takes like, it's kind of that I can't get a job because I have no experience, but I don't have experience because I don't have a job. So we can't become the ESPN unless we put in the hard work to make it the ESPN. So we're like,
well, one of the things to think about, and this is where with these vexing issues always they provide opportunity, because now, you know, as we talk about balance and work life and these sorts of things, now you as a team can spend some time, ideally in the next 6 months, talking about how do we want to balance this together. Because you're right, there's no I in team. We have to figure out how we do this together. And if someone has more capacity than the other, let's actually get intentional about that. And that'll be the opportunity, as you say, like, oh, okay, this is how we want to balance it out. So everyone's priorities can be set properly.
Yeah. And we're seeing a little bit already, right? With Barcelona, you had asked us who's going. Rodney and I, it's in our schedules to go. Bob and Sarah have conflicts, so we're like, we'll just step it up, right? And Rodney and I will take it over. But it would have been awesome to have everybody. And the same, we saw the same thing in Anaheim. Rodney, for very obvious reasons, couldn't make it, and so Sarah stepped right in and took over and was able to help us out.
Sorry, I'm laughing at took over because I feel like I do that sometimes.
You made a very good Rodney for the week.
I love it.
So
what else, folks?
I also
yeah.
want to bring up a different dimension of balance. Show after show, sometimes Alex wants us to be the ESPN, and and that's great. I think that's something to aspire to. But when we have guests on and when we have conversations, sometimes it veers from ESPN to Wayne's World or navel gazing. And and I understand that that's fine. That it's part of building that community, but you lose what you're trying to ascribe to if you keep moving away from questions and trying to get at what people are doing or what people really feel like when you start moving into the what do you want to talk about type of thing, or I kind of call it the Cheers bar type of thing. What would you be saying at a bar?
Yeah, and I think go ahead.
I think there's room for both, and it's a matter of finding that room and that balance.
Yeah, and I think go ahead, Rodney.
I'm sorry, Sarah, but we got like 6 minutes left. We still have a whole nother topic to do, so I'm going to have to apologize and say we probably should move forward.
What was there, Rodney or Lena? Was there anything that you wanted to share in the vexing area before we get to epic WTF moments?
I think we move on.
All right.
6 minutes.
There you go. Last 6 minutes. Final category. We've talked about our wins. We've talked about the aha moments. We've shared some vexing opportunities that we have going forward. Now let's talk about what I absolutely love this when you put it into the show description. And so I ran with it, is epic WTF moments. As you think back to the last 6 to 12 months, what are some of the biggest epic WTF moments you've had?
I've got the best one. So our last stream of Team 25, I'm on the back end as a producer. Like an hour or two before the show, Bob sends me this video he wants to put in the show. And he doesn't want me to watch it right away. And I'm like, that's an immediate red flag. But I'm going to honor what he asked for, and I'm not going to do it
Did I
early.
say I told you not to watch it, or did I just give it so late that you didn't have time to watch it?
I'm not sure what it is, but I did not watch it before the show. So we're going on, and this is the last video we're playing to show from our week. And I've
Live
edited
stream
all the
at
other videos
2:25.
but this one. So I don't know what this video is going to be. All of a sudden, we get to near the end of the show. We're going to have to run a little bit over. And I hear from the back end channel from Alex that
I gotta go.
they all have to go because Alex has to do a presentation. So now I'm taking over the show by myself right as I'm hitting play on this
'Cause
video.
I need the equipment. I need to take the laptop to do the presentation that we're using for the stream.
So I'm taking over the stream right as we're playing this video. And what this video is, and I'm sure a lot of people who watch that stream will remember it, was everyone at Team 25 wishing me well.
Like
And
all
that's
the
not the
champions.
epic WTF moment. That's just playing into it. So I'm watching this thing and I am bawling. And then I have to get back on immediately after because we have big news to announce. And I have to literally, while I'm crying here, announce that we got that interview with MCB and we're going to be airing that next week. And I think I started with
You guys suck.
my crew members here at TGL are the meanest people and I love them to death.
It was unintentional though. It was just we had to go.
Oh, I love it. I love it. All right, what else? What other epic WTF moments do we have?
I guess
Probably- I was gonna say
relating to what Ronnie said, right? When we had our interview with that StreamYard went down.
Oh, with Dave, yeah.
Yeah, we were gonna have an interview. Our StreamYard was completely like
Done.
nothing was
It
working.
wouldn't work.
Yeah, just the whole Google servers went down for like 3 hours.
Right before the
Yeah,
show.
it was what's his name? I'm horrible with
Dave
names.
Meyer, yeah.
Dave Meyer and Jira.
Yeah. And Alex and I are scrambling trying to figure out how to get this another thing working. I think
Did
that was
you end up solving it there? Or did you have to redo it later?
No, we solved it.
You did it? There you go.
We're engineers.
It's
We're taught how
live.
to figure it out.
It's a live video.
No problem. Too big.
Yeah.
And for me, that's going back, like I wrote down everything that we were going to talk about, right? In terms of the area. And so we go from the epic WTF to the vexing, how am I going to solve this? To the aha moment of, oh boy, we really need some backups over into the wins column so that we don't have to have this problem again.
Needless to say, I am now the
Reverse
proud owner of,
engineering, and then boom, next
Yeah.
time, all those things will be wins.
no, yeah. So needless to say, we have now 2 internets in this house, 2 streaming services in this house, 2 streaming computers. We have backups.
I love it. I love it.
One
Redundancy.
is done.
All right, what else? Epic
I was
WTF
gonna
moments.
say, my
What
favorite
surprised you? I'm
moment was-
glad you guys brought up the MCB stuff because I mean that's like a wow.
Yeah,
In
we'll
my
try not to
opinion,
get too much light to that. But my favorite WTF moment was mostly the words coming out of Bob's mouth as we're driving to the Costco business center to pick up all the barbecue stuff, and I'm going like 100 miles per hour on the freeway. And Bob's
like
just like
grasping
clutching
the
on, he's,
dashboard.
like, trying to grab onto my Tesla, just like trying to like, please let me just make it home.
That's right.
You want to see insane mode?
Yeah. Thanks, Elon, for no Jesus rails.
Jesus, right.
Yes.
Yeah,
Uh,
Oh
Bob
my
was
God.
like, oh my gosh. Bob's like, how do you drive like this?
The
Like, it's
trick is
California.
you have to. You can't not drive like that.
Right, that's what I'm like. California speed of traffic or speed of flow, right? Like, so if everybody's going 100, you got to go 100. You
You
die.
gotta go 100. You'd be a danger then.
Yeah.
Sarah, what's an epic WTF moment for you?
No, I knew you were going to call on me. And
I
was
know, right?
angry.
You're like,
I was-
60 seconds, Sarah. 60
What?
seconds.
And really, this is
Oh.
like, what's something that blew your mind? That's why I like thinking about it. Like, what just blew your mind?
God, the fact that I'm here, I mean, frankly, like I know we talk about that a lot, but I'm like, just the fact that I'm here is a pretty big WTF for me.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stop there. Oh no, I'm not gonna stop there. I'm gonna say that for me, a WTF though is kind of I'm gonna replace what with where, right? Because for me, that's like the next thing is where TF is this going to go?
So, Mark,
That's
you got to
the
help us
future.
out. you gotta help us out because our next goal, at least the one I've put on here for the challenge for the team, is to do one of these live at an Atlassian event.
You should.
On stage,
So
though.
on a stage, it doesn't have to be the main keynote, but I'd like to do it live, even maybe it's with you guys to start
I
it
think
off.
that's a great goal to have. And I think we were talking about that in Anaheim, I think at some point. But I think that is a worthy thing. We start, just as Rodney talked about earlier, building the relationships with PR. We get you involved with our content team. And then let's plan for Anaheim 26.
Or
There is a
7 or 8.
live session. No. 26.
Yeah. So you
I
know
gotta
what, Alex?
I gotta stop hating on the UI so that Atlassian get on their good graces.
But Alex, that does remind me of a WTF moment, right? And I think you experienced that, and Lena and I shared in it because we were in the car with you. But you were going through a bit of an existential crisis, like a Jira Life existential crisis, because you were like, I've interviewed Mike. Like, what heck
else
do I do now? And I think it kind of messed with you a little bit. And that was like a big WTF moment on a lot of levels.
I remember having that conversation with you there in Anaheim, and that's
Well, we
what
got to
led
hang
to the
out.
stage, because that's where it was like, because we were hanging out at Disney with Sarah. I never did apologize for not finding you at Disney.
You did apologize. You did.
Did I?
You did.
Okay,
You're
well, I
good.
apologize again.
You're good. It's
But,
just
like,
because
I
I
remember
was stalking you is the problem. But anyway, go ahead. We all got our stalkers and stalking.
We all got stalkers. But I remember sitting there. That's what you were talking about. We were having lunch and we were snacking, and you were like talking about. You're like, that was my moment. I was like, I thought that was still years away, and you're like, bam, it's right there. And then it's like, all right, let's take it to the stage. Let's do that. So I think that should be your BHAG. That big audacious goal for the next, as you think about between now and next July, that should be your BHAG. Make it your goal. You put you in again. Make it the thing that you work towards, because I think you can do it, and I think it would be amazing.
Yeah, in other news, we're hosting 2 CLCs in the next 3 months. So we're doing a one-day AI thing in LA, and then we're doing a 3-day Forge thing in Long Beach. So making our own events now.
I love it.
So. All right,
folks.
Rodney.
Well, I know we're pretty much at the end of time here. I just want to thank you all for your openness, for sharing, for things like that. The goal of these sorts of things is simply to get us to kind of reflect. But the thing is this is just good therapy if we don't do anything without it, afterwards. So take some of these things, like whether it be that goal, maybe it's, taking action on how we want to team together, and actually take something and do something over the next 3 months. So here's my thing to you guys. Rodney and Alex, you are both going to be in Barcelona here coming up in October. Sven and I are doing the digital experience. I'm going to invite you on for part of that digital experience, and we are going to talk about what you did after this retrospective as part of that.
Ooh,
so I'm already going to tell you the question I'm going to ask. Your goal is over the next 3 months, do something about it.
Get an answer.
Yep. So thank you guys again so much for having me on to do this. I always have a blast chatting with you all.
Yeah, thanks for facilitating.
Thanks, Mark. Wait, should Mark do the tag then?
Is there a tag?
I think Mark should. There's a tag.
We didn't.
That's our goal, is to make sure everybody knows the tag. Go for it.
Tag is we didn't choose the Jira Life. The Jira Life chose us.
And then we have the wait. So we have the audacity to ask Mike, do you know our tagline? He's like, of course I know the tagline.
See, Mike knows it. That's good. That's good. Yeah. All right. Well, do you want me to do that?
Yes.
All right.
Please punch it.
Folks, we didn't choose the Jira Life. The Jira Life chose us.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
See you next week.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you for listening to the Jira Life. Our hosts are Alex, Dr. Jira Ortiz, Rodney, the Jira Guy Nissen, and Sarah, #IBelieveSarah, right. Our producers are Robert King Bob Wen and Lena Ortiz. You can catch us as we record this podcast live every Thursday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern on YouTube at The Jira Life. Be sure to join us and the other Jeremigos of the Peanut Gallery each week to ask questions, add your comments, and tell us what you're up to. If you can't join us live, you can still catch the replay on YouTube. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell while you're watching. You can also find us as a podcast on Apple iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. If you think this podcast deserves a rating, it would be much appreciated, as it will help others discover the Jira Life. Because we didn't choose the Jira Life. The Jira Life chose us. Thank you to Revise for backing us up and making the Jira Life possible.